This is going to be just a quick VFR flight. VFR means Visual Flight Rules. We're just going to fly from this little airstrip down here on the windward side of Mauna Loa. It's a little town called Pahala. We're going to follow this road north past the volcano at Kilauea, follow that road all the way up into Hilo, and land at the airport there. Should be a pretty easy flight, no complicated instrument things. I'm going to set my radio just because I'm weird and it'll help me navigate a little bit better. But it's just going to be a scenic sort of thing, and I'm going to be flying way too low, which will probably make any actual pilots nervous. Which I am not an actual pilot. Not that I think y'all needed any reassurance on that. Disconnected from Xbox Live, that's okay. I do not need Xbox Live for this. Alright, so first things first is we do want to get our airplane started. And a little bit of throttle. Where's my parking brake in this plane? Parking brake, parking brake, parking brake. Parking brake? No. No, ventilating, no. Gotta be a parking brake around here somewhere. Alright, just do this the hard way. Shift it. Alright, well, I'll just hold down the regular brake while I do this then. Alright, I should probably clear my pedals, because I have not reprogrammed this to fly just with the joystick. Alright, got my pedals. Alright, so we got our battery on. Turn on our external lights. Got safety first, fuel pump. And let's give it a start. Throttle back there a little. Alright, let's just put our flaps down a little bit because this is a pretty short runway. That ought to be good enough. Alright, so according to the map that we just looked at, the road we're going to follow should be just over on the other side of these trees. So we're just going to pop up and follow that, and I've decided not to program the radio today, just because I don't see any reason to. Change my mind about that. Alright. That should be alright, and I don't think I'll need to mess with the mixture or propeller or anything. Alright, so let's just get up in the air. A little bit of torque to the left. Just using the pedals to correct there. Yeah, let's get above the trees. There we go. Flaps. It's a very nimble airplane, so I've got to be light on the control inputs. Now, where's that road? Is it down there? I think that's it. No. Huh. Oh, getting some frame issues here. Alright. My computer does not like recording. Alright, let's fly back to the town and see if we can spot the road from there. Oh, I see it. Alright. It's the only thing going diagonal through the rows of trees. A few G-forces here, but nothing too serious. So we've left Pahala behind. We're heading for Kilauea, and we're going to land at Hilo. This should take us right past the crater at Kilauea. So there's a little military camp there. Not sure how detailed it is. I haven't played this. I haven't really flown around this island much since I upgraded my computer to something that could show off the graphics a little bit better. We shall see. Anyway, this is just some visual flight. You saw on that map I showed at the beginning of the video that this road will take us straight there, so we're going to be flying by that. No radio beacons, no nothing. We're going to fly past a mill and a tower on the way into the airport. Both little nav icons that get called out on the map. Very cool, because they're all most of the icons that are specifically posted on the map are recreated in the game. So really hope Dovetail is as careful with the next flight simulator as the Aces team was with this one. The scenery is something else. I lost the road. Where'd it go? It's kind of disappeared into those trees. Ah, I see it now. Alright. It's roughly the same color as the dirt around it, so it's a little difficult to pick out sometimes. Mostly looking for the gap in the trees. I guess when your dirt is volcanic rock, it's a little tough to pick out from asphalt. Nice lava flow over there. Such a gorgeous island. This is, of course, the big island of Hawaii, the 50th state. Or was Alaska 50th state? I don't actually know. I think Alaska was before Hawaii. Wow, I just realized I have no idea what order they came in. Oh well, anyway. One of the only two states that's not connected to all the rest. Just a little string of islands out in the middle of the Pacific. It's gorgeous. It's the United States on a slice of paradise. So I'm recording this the morning of Labor Day, September 1st, 2014. It's the last day of PAX. I am not there. I was supposed to be. Didn't wind up going. I only had a pass for Monday anyway, so I don't think I missed too much. I would have been stuck outside of all these events that I got to watch streaming online, so it kind of worked out. Haven't been feeling well this weekend anyway, so probably for the better I didn't go. I'd have likely been patient zero for whatever nerd flu comes out this year. Still following this road. Should be coming up on Kilauea shortly, and that's the lava flow to the right here, I believe. It's from the caldera. If I'd paid closer attention to that map, I'd know where we were. There's nobody watching. That's okay. I don't need anyone to watch. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. No one in their right mind is awake anymore. Heck, even my West Coast friends, it's 3 a.m. there. So yeah, benefits of not actually being at PAX, I've gotten to watch the best stuff streamed online, or just live blogged on Twitch, including all the really cool announcements from the Magic the Gathering Khans of Tarkir party and their world building panel. I like Magic cards. I'm such a dweeb. I've been looking forward to this new set for a while. I didn't enjoy Theros as much as I thought I would. It was definitely better than Ravnica, but nothing compared to Innistrad. I think the concept's probably going to be a little bit better for that. I mean, the story in Theros was fantastic, but I did not really care for the setting all that much. The gods were just really boring to me, I guess. The idea that they're more like aliens than gods is pretty neat. Ah, I think that would be Kilauea over here. Let's go check it out. Speaking of gods, I did just finally add. I say I didn't like the set. I'm running a commander deck focused around one of the gods. I liked Athreos. His stuff is cool. So I've got a black-white commander deck based on him, and I just added Erebos to it. Oh, wow! There's actually someone here. There's people here. Y'all scare me. Y'all really scare me. It is 6:15 in the morning on the east coast of the United States, and this is the caldera at Kilauea. I'm really glad I looked over at that. I just sat here not acknowledging y'all at all if I hadn't looked over. Okay, this looks cool. That is definitely neat. I have never seen anything like this in a flight simulator before. On my old computer, this was just a patch of reddish black. There was no little steam vents or lava squirts or anything. Oh, lava squirts sounds bad. Wow, that is cool. This is a active volcano. It's been continuously erupting for something like 20 years now. There is a lovely little note on that map that I was going over at the beginning of the broadcast, which I guess I'll bring it up again because there's actually people watching now. But a little note on the map that says you have to be careful because this thing could start going crazy at any time. This is currently the one main volcano on Hawaii. The other two on this island, well, two of the other four on this island are considered active volcanoes, but this is the only one that's erupting at the moment. Mauna Loa and Mauna Kea are still technically active, but I don't think either's erupted in quite a while. Certainly not while I've been alive. What's this over here? Just another secondary event? That is so cool. Alright, I've gotten completely turned around now. Where's that road? I wasn't expecting this to look this good. That is something else. Okay, that was a pleasant surprise. Alright, let's find that road and keep going on to Hilo. But Mauna Loa is this one here. That was the previous volcano before Kilauea started erupting. Every single part of the Hawaiian Islands is all just a string of volcanoes that have been erupting one after another over millions of years. You can, each one, the farther away from Kilauea you get, the smaller the islands are, because the volcanoes have been worn away by the waves and time. Wind and the waves. This is a military camp up here, I think. This one down here. That means I should be over the road now. Yeah, there it is. But, this string of islands goes all the way out to, what is it? Midway, I think, is one of these islands. It's part of the same chain. Big battle there during World War II. Not much left of that one. Does this road come back this way? Oh, there's a lot more houses here than I expected. Right next to an active volcano. This seems like a bad place to build a neighborhood. I mean, it doesn't erupt, like... I mean, it's not gonna go all Krakatoa on them, but still. That seems like a bad idea. That's a lot of houses very close to a volcano. Oh well. Not my place to tell people where to build houses, I guess. I mean, I'm not really one to argue. I live in Eastern Virginia, not too far from a place called the Outer Banks, which is a lovely collection of barrier islands, which get destroyed by hurricanes every few years. And people keep going back and rebuilding, as these islands are supposed to be constantly changing, and people build on them and then act surprised when suddenly there's a new inlet through their apartment building. It's geography. Barrier islands are not stable places to build a community. Gorgeous place to visit, though. I love it. It's the only place I really get to go on vacation. I can't drive many other places. It's either mountains or beach, you know? I've certainly never been to Hawaii. I can't even imagine the flight. It's something like 11 hours, I think, to fly from Virginia to Hawaii. Something crazy like that. It's halfway around the world, practically. Alright, so we're going to keep following this road, and we're coming up on Hilo now. This is actually the capital of Hawaii. A lot of people think it's Honolulu, but it's, is it Honolulu? I think it's Hilo. Crap, it's so early, I am completely forgetting. I don't know anything. I think Hilo is the capital of Hawaii. Someone Google that for me. See, I said it, and then I questioned it, and now it's going to be wrong. If I just said it and committed to it, none of y'all would have checked. It's certainly the biggest city on this island. Honolulu, okay. Rats. Yeah, Honolulu is much bigger than Hilo. For some reason I thought Hilo was the capital. It's got a nice big airport though, so we're going to be flying in. Probably going to land on the shorter runway. Don't see any wind though, but we'll be coming in straight at one of them. That's Mauna Kea, the biggest peak on the island. It's one of the biggest mountains in the country. If you just measure, it's one of the biggest mountains in the world if you measure it from the bottom of the sea, where it starts. It's also the location of several very important scientific outposts, a set of observatories, and weather instruments. They had live weather data from there during the hurricane that hit Isel, I think it was, a few weeks ago. It was only a tropical storm when it made landfall, though. But very, very cool to watch that on radar and satellite images. The hurricane just completely fell apart as it went through the volcanoes here. Lots of very interesting weather data recorded at the top of the mountains there. Wind speeds at that altitude are just insane during tropical systems. Alright, so this is the bay coming up here. The airport's going to be just to the right of the bay. Probably flying straight at the runway number 3 here. So kind of a neat thing with runway numbers is, you ever wondered how they decide what number it is? The number is based on what direction the runway is pointing. So if a runway is number 3, like at this airport here, that means it is pointed towards a heading of 030, which is 30 degrees east of north. So if you get in just the right spot and turn to heading 030, you'll be almost perfectly lined up with the runway. It might be 1 or 2 degrees tilted in either direction, but no more than 5, or else it would have a different number. So as long as you know which airport you're going to and roughly what number runway you want to land on, you can line up for it pretty easily, especially with GPS icons. Without GPS, if you can't see the airport, it gets a little complicated. Luckily, a lot of the big ones have radio beacons you can follow in. But, God help you if you don't have radio beacons. Of course, it's a nice, beautiful day, so we'll be able to just fly straight in and land. Ah, I see the runway lights. There's actually people watching. So I'm not actually a volcano person. I did most of my study on weather, but you just wind up having to learn about volcanoes and a lot of geology, just because people turn to weather forecasters all the time for this sort of thing. You get a tsunami, the first person that a TV channel goes to is their weather forecaster, even though tsunamis have zero impact on the weather whatsoever. Entirely earthquake related. Alright, so we need to slow down a little bit here because we're flying way too fast. We're going to drop our flaps a little. I'm going to do the trick. Alright, those 2 white lights mean we are much too high to land. So we want them to be half white and half red. That'll tell us we're on the right glide slope to come in for a landing. Usually you want to approach the glide slope from underneath, but I'm not flying particularly well at the moment, so we're going to come down from above. Just try and level off once we get the lights where we want them. Getting a little bit of frame rate loss here. Nothing too major. Still flying way too fast. Use my rudder a bit, try and bleed off some speed here. There we go, 120, 130. I'm going to be doing about 60 knots when we touch down. Still a bit too high. Let's pitch up a bit. When you're approaching landing like this, you really want to control your airspeed more with the pitch than with your throttle. Your throttle controls your altitude in this sort of situation. You apply more gas to go up, less gas to go down, effectively. We are way too high. I think this is going to be a decent approach still. There we go. That's the glide slope there. Still a little bit too high. Now that glide slope must take you awfully close to those trees. Alright, just level off here and let the airplane settle down. There we go. Textbook. Okay, definitely not textbook, but still. Oh. Nah, nothing. I didn't just run over a sign. I don't know what you're talking about. Ignore that. This is why you don't fly at 6 a.m. Sorry, sign. Luckily, there's not a whole lot of damage modeling in this game. You just kind of bonk off of things. You hit them too hard, it'll crash your plane, but it just resets you back up into the air if you do that, which is annoying if you just completed a hectic landing.